Temperatures will drop. Tomorrow's sunshine does return, but the high only getting to 28 degrees. Now hang in there. We will see temperatures warming up. We're going to talk about when in just a second. Carl's joining me now in the lab with the winter weather update, and we're going to talk about Thor, what's happening with Thor and what's left behind, and then we'll go on to the forecast.
Yeah, it was such a huge area that was affected by this storm. I mean, all the way from New England right on back down into Texas. And here you see in North Texas and across Oklahoma, you got snow there that has gone away through the course of the afternoon. It's pretty remarkable. And it's not that it was so warm. I mean, certainly there was some melting going on there, but a lot of this is actually sublimation. And I love that word.
You do. Say it again.
Sublimation.
Okay, I love it. And you know, the March sun will do that. So that's what we're seeing here, taking over here in Oklahoma and Texas. And probably by tomorrow afternoon, it'll be totally gone. Yeah,
you've got a very high sun angle this time of the year, and it excites those little molecules to the point where it just instantly goes from a solid to a gas. And yeah, everything's just about gone. But that is not the case. That is not the case up here into the Ohio Valley, where we had so much snow. We had a foot and even as much as a couple of feet of snow, and it's very much all over the ground here. And as we get into this much warmer pattern next week, we're going to have to start to worry about flooding, especially if we add some rain to all of that. So, you know, as we talked about last night, this was a flow more so than a low. And this flow was just directed right on the northeast for the better part of the day today, and we'll show you the radar picture in a moment. Here's a look at the snowfall totals: a foot there in Paducah, nearly so in Louisville, 25 inches in Radcliffe in Kentucky. That's amazing. And 15 in Waterloo. And then here is the radar picture from today. That's 12 hours showing you the snow that behaved as we thought it would in the mid-Atlantic region. It lasted a little longer than expected in the southernmost part of New England. We actually didn't get that much in Boston. We didn't break the record, but we got clobbered on the south side of the Boston metro area there in the South Shore. 10 inches, New Bedford, 7 New York, Atlantic City, 7.5 in Philly, and 9 in Columbia. That's about halfway between D.C. and Baltimore. And there's the last of it. It's finally now really winding down to some lingering light snow. We've had a little bit of freezing rain and light snow there around Tidewater, Virginia, and that is it for our storm. So now it's just cold. Tomorrow morning feels like 2 in New York City, minus 17 in Burlington, 1 Columbus, and 5 in Memphis.
A lot of record lows expected tomorrow.
A lot of record lows, exactly right. And then Saturday morning, still cold, still windy. It's going to take a little while to scour all that out, but we look for a major pattern change coming up here next week. We're looking for that, I should say. And then here is a look at the temperatures in January and February, and we had this big ridge across the west and big dip in the jet stream there in the east with below average temperatures. Well, that is finally going to lift out, and we see more of a zonal flow, a Pacific flow, storm coming into California. We were hoping that we would see that for the better part of the winter so they'd get more rain and snow in California. It just didn't happen. And we're really running out of time now. We're towards the end of the rainy season there. But look at this in Atlanta. Temperatures coming up into the 60s over the next several days here, and I'm thrilled about that personally. D.C. getting up to near 60 on Wednesday. Their average high is 52, so above average. And in New York City, also looking really good, coming up into the upper 40s, and the average high is right around 46 degrees. So nice break for a lot of people. The one spot where it's going to remain a little colder is northern New England, because there's so much snow. It's going to keep the air colder there.
It's like a refrigerator.
Exactly.
All right, thanks, Carl. Appreciate it. Back to you, Alex.
All right, thanks so much, guys. That spring fever that we'll be experiencing into next week, a lot of folks certainly looking forward to it. It has been just downright frigid and brutal for many, so we want it, and we want it now. We'll get a chance to deal with it here as we head through the weekend into next week. The warm air that's been sort of situated here in the west will start to sort of migrate a bit on off towards the east, as the jet stream will generally now be hugging to the north. So pretty much bottling up all the Canadian air in Canada. So how warm will it get? Well, we'll start you off on Saturday, and you can see North Platte getting up around 61 degrees. That'll feel really nice here to kick off the weekend. Sunday now, we're climbing in Kansas City to the upper 50s, and we will continue to go up and up. By Monday now, it's the low 40s around Chicago. At least that'll be a bit above average. And then by Tuesday for us, we see 50s getting up around Chi-Town and approaching that mark in the Twin Cities. If we can get to 50, it will be the first time we've gotten there since December of last year. So it's been a while. We would certainly like it. We'll take this upper 60 there in North Platte. Well, we've got one more thing to tell you about tonight. That's coming up after your local on the 8s.
Currently in our area, 27 degrees with light snow. Our local Doppler radar. Overnight, flurries or snow showers possible early. Cloudy intervals, low 12. For Friday, sunny skies, high 30. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And Friday night, clear skies, low 12. Winds light and variable. Our 7-day outlook.
Welcome back as we continue to deal with the Arctic air blasting in behind our winter storm Thor. Look at the numbers.